So, today we're doing what I've been promising to do for quite a while. We have got the draft content. We're going to be looking at the NBA mock draft. We're going to be looking at ESPN's most recent mock draft, and we're going to be reacting to it. So, yeah, I'm saying I'll be going to do this for quite a while, and that's what I'm going to be doing. But before we get on to it, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are, I can't believe we're 1,700 subscribers away from 10,000, which is berserk. Like, if we could somehow hit that by the end of the month, that would be ridiculous. Like, the goal would be probably 8,300 by the end of the day. If we could hit that, that would be insane. That's probably roughly what we need to get to 10K by the end of June, which is, again, just crazy. But anyway, we've got here the 31st round picks, need and value. So I'm going to just, well, we'll take a look at both of these because it is interesting. So, Atlanta Hawks fills the biggest need. Donovan Clingan. No, we're not doing this. We're just not. We are not doing this. We are not out here talking like Donovan Clingan is the number one pick in this draft. I'm sorry. When was the last time a 20-year-old went number one? When was the last time somebody, was it Blake Griffin? Is Blake Griffin the last person to go number one that wasn't a freshman? Because it was John Wall, Kyrie, AD, Anthony Bennett, Wiggins, definitely not since 2014. I think the last person was Blake Griffin. He's no Blake Griffin. There's no way. Like, if you're going to draft a center, just take Alex Sarr. I'm sorry, just take Alex Sarr. Or trade down. Trade down and go and get Khalil Ware. Or just take Zach Edey at this stage. Donovan Clingan at 1 is a waste of a pick. You could get a trade to land you Zach Edey, who could well give you equally what Donovan Clingan gives you, and get another pick or get another player that'll help you out. Best value is Zachary Risacher. Cool, I guess. But Risacher is a top-ranked prospect. Comes back to board here. Okay. This is a weird one. So the best value is Risacher. I think I would take Risacher number 1. I'd be dead set on that one. And especially because the Atlanta Hawks were there for some of his best games, I would take it. The biggest need for the Wizards, yeah. Alex Sarr, without question, just because they have time to develop Alex Sarr. For those people who are like, oh, but like, when have the Wizards ever developed a player? I mean, does John Wall count? Does Bradley Beal count? Heck, you know what? They got the best out of Otto Porter, I guess. They did, you know what? They revived Kristaps Porzingis' career. If that means anything. Pick that gets the best value, Sarr. Yeah, I think it's looking more and more likely that we see Sarr go number 2. That's really not a bad pick. Risacher at number 3 for who fills a need. To be fair, if Clingan's off the board, yeah, I guess. If Clingan's on the board, Clingan. So we've got like Risacher, Clingan, Sarr as the top 3. Is that just a given? Is it just a given now that Donovan Clingan is going top 3 in this draft? Like, we can't be serious with this one. Really? Reed Shepherd fills the biggest need. Does he, though? They need playmaking more than they need shooting. They really do. They definitely need playmaking more than shooting. At the end of the day, though, like, they're still... Like, Reed Shepherd is still not a bad pick at 4. In this year's draft, they both have Reed Shepherd going 4. I would take... Reed Shepherd would not be my personal choice. I would go... Like, look, it's looking like Dillingham apparently is going to, like, 15. Like, that is the new rumor, is that Rob Dillingham, is that Rich Paul is, like, making sure Rob Dillingham goes late in the draft. But, look, I'd still... Do you take Stephon Castle over Reed Shepherd? I just think if you're going for best player available, you take Stephon Castle over Shepherd. But fair enough, he goes 4. Matas Buzelis at 5. I mean, he doesn't fill their biggest need. He's the best pick because he's got the most upside remaining in the draft. And also there's like a link to with him and the guy making all the decisions for the Pistons. So, like, I get the pick. He's probably going to go number 5. But if you're asking me, about Clingan, or say not Clingan, about Buzelis, he definitely doesn't fill a need. If you want to fill a need, you go and just take Connect or something. Stephon Castle at 6, he will not work out for the Hornets. He doesn't want to go there. 6'7"? I've never seen him listed as 6'7" before. But he actually could be a pretty good pick. Because you have to just assume LaMelo Ball is going to get injured during the season. He might start out as a 2 guard, and then when LaMelo gets injured, you might be able to pitch that to him and be like, look, yeah, you're going to be a shooting guard. When LaMelo goes down, you're now a point guard. So, yes, Stephon Castle, that is probably his... That's probably the highest he's going to go, unless he goes 4. You've got Jacoby Walter at 7. All right. I don't mind the pick, you know. I just think that you can get him before 7. If he goes 7, it's not the end of the world, though. He's not bad. He's not bad, like. A decent wing. His 6'10" wingspan, he's still only like 6'4", though. Or Cody Williams. So Cody Williams now back into these top 10 conversations. I was seeing both of these guys in around 16 to 18 only a week ago. So that's a bit of a strange one. Jacoby Walter and Cody Williams there. Dalton Connect. I gotta like Dalton Connect. I like Dalton Connect the Spurs. Having hopefully addressed their point guard position with the number 4 pick. What do you mean having hopefully addressed their point guard position, Jonathan Givony? You literally said take Reed Shepherd, who's not a point guard. You literally said don't take a point guard and then said having hopefully addressed their point guard. What are you on about? What are you on about? Like, I don't mind the pick. He's a bit older. Like, again, he is closer in age to me than he is to some of the younger guys in this draft. Like, is he? So he's like, no, sorry, he's not. He's only just gone 23. He's almost as close to me because I'm probably 20. I'm 28 in a few months. But Connect is him going top 10 means you're going to get somebody. You're going to get someone who could well be one of the favorites to win Rookie of the Year, especially if he goes to San Antonio. Devin Carter. I don't mind Devin Carter. Especially if you don't take a point guard. At least, this guy, Wu, has got it down. If you don't take a point guard with 4, don't just assume you have a point guard taken at number 4. Picked against the best value, Devin Carter. I know they're both looking for different things, but like you can see, they're like picking a lot of similar players. And if you don't pick either of them, whether it's need or best value, then... So, like Devin Carter going to Memphis. What? I don't really know. Pairing them with another point guard who can guard the team's best perimeter player. Hold on, let me wait a second. Let's just wait a second right here. What does this man do? What then does this man do on the basketball court? Man is a Memphis Grizzly. Has he signed... What? Is he out of contract or something? Is he a free agent? Like, why? Why do you need somebody to defend your team's best perimeter player and another guard when you've got Marcus Smart? How is that a biggest need? You've got Marcus Smart. That was the reason. Like, injuries. I get it. But, like, you don't waste a draft pick on Marcus Smart, who's going to eventually probably come back from the injuries. I get it. But, like... Surely he's not out for the year, is he? Like, Marcus Smart's not out for the year, is he? What injury did Marcus Smart have? So, he obviously got injured early enough in the year. But, like it says here, it's a right finger injury, is it? Like, he's injury prone, sure. Then just get off Marcus Smart then. Pick to get to the best value. You know what? Connect to Memphis could be pretty good. I don't mind that pick. Utah Jazz, Rob Dillingham fills the biggest need. You've got Colin Sexton and Keontae George. Why do you need another guard? I don't think this is a crazy pick. Why do you need another guard? It wasn't surprising to see Keontae George have an up and down rookie campaign from an efficiency standpoint. Okay. From an efficiency standpoint, fair enough. I thought they said just up and down. I'm like, man, he had one of the most surprisingly good rookie campaigns. Adding another dynamic shot creator like Dillingham makes sense. Fair enough. But, like, what about Colin Sexton? Does he just not play for the Jazz anymore? Salone at 10. If you can get him at 10, that's actually really not a bad shout. Because he is one of the players that has like legit like star potential. He probably has more potential than a Zachary Reese-Shea. I don't think he's better right now. He has more potential than Reese-Shea. Cody Williams to Chicago. That's not a bad pick. like a decent. The team's looking for 6'8" in shoes. He's like 6'6" without them. 7'1" wingspan. He was incredible to start the college year. Like, there was a reason why teams were going for number 1. But again, yeah, I don't see Ron Holland sliding past 11. I've also seen mock drafts that have Ron Holland going 2. But I don't see him going past number 11. I really don't. So Ron Holland for the best value, I think, even for need, I would take Ron Holland here. Nikola Topic for OKC. Now, if Cody Williams is off the board and Tejan Salone's off the board, cool. You can take Nikola Topic. Actually, wait, what am I talking about? Why would you replay you? Why? They can afford the redshirt next season, extend Josh Giddey, and then slide a healthy Topic into Giddey's place. Okay, that makes sense. I was about to say, I was like, why would you trade for Josh Giddey when you have, or why would you draft Josh Giddey when you have Josh Giddey? That makes sense. Redshirt, you draft Josh Giddey, you redshirt Josh Giddey, or Serbian Josh Giddey for a year. You trade Josh Giddey and replace Josh Giddey with Serbian Josh Giddey. That makes perfect sense. I don't know why I was so shocked with that one. That makes sense. Now that makes sense. Nikola Topic at 12, I could see him falling a lot further. Who gets the best value pick? Yeah, I actually agree with this. I think if Salone's on the board, you take him. You take him no matter what. If he's on the board, if you're OKC. Or sorry, the only way you don't take him is if Cody Williams is on the board. Cody Williams is on the board, you just have to take Cody Williams. Salone's on the board, you take Salone. Topic's on the board, and neither of those two are, yeah, take Topic. And somehow if like I was about to say somehow if something crazy happens, like a Klingon falls here, but he won't. Sacramento, Jared McCain. Finally someone sees the vision. They're trying to replace Malik Monk. He's the closest thing to Malik Monk. Like, I said this in my mock draft and people call me crazy. But to replace Malik Monk, which is what they want to do in this draft, he is probably the best thing as far as just a guy you can probably put in at number 13, right in off the bench and give you some points. I think it'd be really good. The only thing is, though, is Rob Dillingham's still on the board. Is he? Oh, no. Is it? Do both of these have Dillingham? Dillingham's still on the board for one of them. Dillingham might be a better pick here. It would be crazy to back up. But I think what's his name? Rich Paul wants Dillingham to drop further than that. Tejan Salone to the Blazers. I don't like this pick. Like, as much as he's got length and he's pretty good, like, I just don't want him to go. Not that I don't like the pick. I don't want him to go to Toronto or to Portland. Rob Dillingham. I don't actually hate Rob Dillingham. Like, because you're getting rid of Anthony Simons is almost certainly going to go. And you're replacing Anthony Simons with, like, he's nowhere near as much length or athleticism as Anthony Simons. Well, not quite as much. But a good guard who can probably play behind Scoot or beside Scoot at times. But also the thing with Dillingham is it's an insurance thing. If Scoot Henderson just ends up having a bad sophomore year, he had a good end to his rookie years, but he's going to be pretty good. But if it turns out Scoot Henderson's just a bust, it's a good insurance right there. If Dillingham's better than Scoot Henderson, just like with Sacramento, in fairness, Sacramento traded probably the better point guard. But if you can get two really good players at their position, you can still get an elite player for one of them. So, not the end of the world drafting for best available, even if it is the same position as your rookie last year. If Ron Holland's still there for Miami, I don't know with Miami. Like, I really kind of want... Who do I want? I wouldn't mind Devin Carter falling here. Like, Devin Carter falling here. It doesn't look like he's going to. It would be really nice. If Connect somehow falls here, he'd be great. I wouldn't mind a Zach Edey, though. I would not mind a Zach Edey. Jacoby Walter. I don't really want Jacoby Walter. I don't want him. I'm a Heat fan, which is why I don't want him. I wouldn't even mind a Zach Edey at 15. Who's still on the board, though? Tristan da Silva at 16. You know what? Tristan da Silva is another player that I'd like at Miami. If Devin Carter's not there. Or Zach Edey's not there. With Tobias Harris, Tristan da Silva comes in, will give you something for Philly. That's not a bad pick. There's definitely more high upside players, though, for Philly to take here, is there? Like, if somehow, like, a Dillingham falls to Philly, that would be crazy. I'm trying to think who else there is that could realistically fall to Philly. Like, No, you don't want to take Topic. You know what? Carlton Carrington, the Philly's not bad. He's a big point guard. Genuinely, he's a big point guard. He has that ability to be really good. He's young. I don't hate that pick. Zach Edey to the Lakers. Khalil Ware is better than Zach Edey for what they want. You don't need Zach Edey. You don't need Zach Edey. You know what? I'd rather the Lakers take him. But, like, the Lakers have been so bad at rookies for so long. I don't know what I've clicked there. The Lakers have been so bad for so long at rookies. I just don't want Zach Edey to go there because I think he has potential to be pretty good. Tristan Silva. If the Silva's there for the Lakers, he could be a really good rookie. Don't mind that one. Johnny Furphy to Orlando. Don't hate it. Really don't hate it. Isaiah Collier is still on the board. Do you go? I'd probably take Isaiah Collier from LA. See how he goes to start the year. If he's playing well and he's looking like he's giving D'Lo a run for his money, maybe trade D'Lo for something. I'd probably take Collier if I'm there. But Furphy's an interesting one for Orlando. You obviously don't take Collier if you're Orlando. But he could be a good player. He'll hit some shots. But the thing about Collier is he's only like 6'2". Even though he's listed 6'5", he's only like 6'2", which can be a little bit iffy. But probably a guy who could fall from anywhere between 10 and 20. Like, there was a reason why at the start of like November he was being projected. Like 6 months ago, people thought he was going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. Not a bad pick there. Keyshawn George, 3-and-D wing. You can never have too many of them. Furphy to Toronto. Like, yeah, I was about to say, I was like, they literally had Grady last year. Filipowski to Cleveland? What? Like, it said having another skilled big man to play between Evan Mobley and Jared Allen could be interesting from lineup perspective for the Cavs. What's looking like more than likely is going to happen is Evan Mobley's probably going to get moved to the 5. Jared Allen is probably going to get traded. And I don't see how having Filipowski to back up Mobley helps anything with that team. I don't like this pick at all. I don't mind him around 20, but I just don't like it at all. I prefer Edey to Cleveland. Edey to Cleveland. No. I don't like that pick at all. There are better options. Carrington to Orlando is a nice pick. That would be, or sorry, not to Orlando, to New Orleans. Oh, actually, they just got Dyson Daniels a couple of years ago. Why would you do that? I was like, oh, I don't mind that with that team. I'm like, well, they've Dyson Daniels waiting in the wings, ready to come out. Ready to, like break out. And then Khalil Ware. I like Khalil Ware. I like Khalil Ware a lot more than the 21st pick. But if you can get him there, he could be a steal. Tyler Kolek. I think they need a center more than anything. Like, if Khalil Ware is on the board, you take a Khalil Ware. I think they need more than they need a rookie point guard. Like, they didn't have a legit point guard and it seemed to backfire. Yeah, I don't think they need a rookie point guard. I don't think a rookie point guard is going to help them whatsoever. I get it, he's on the older side. I don't think a rookie point guard is going to help. There are guys you might be able to get on a vet's minimum just to shore up the offense. I don't think a rookie point guard helps this team. So, I don't hate this pick. Like going for an older point guard who's going to, at least, he's going to give you something. But I think getting a backup for Yusuf Nurkic is more important. Best value, George. Does he give second names? Yeah, so Furphy. Okay, so he hasn't given second names all the time. Let's say it was like just George. So Keyshawn George. I don't hate that pick. Actually, I do hate that pick. They don't need another 3-and-D wing. They need either a big or a guard. Even though I think it's more important. I think getting a big is more important, and I don't think a rookie guard is what they need, but either way, they need one of those two. A wing doesn't do anything for them. Khalil Ware to Milwaukee. All right. Now that's a good pick. You got Missy. I think he's someone that goes to Phoenix. I think Phoenix are probably going to go and take him. It's for the biggest need for him for New York. Like, for me, that all comes down to, like, if they lose Hartenstein. If they're going to lose Hartenstein, sure, draft a big. If they're not, don't. I love Ryan Dunn, Filipowski. I don't hate Filipowski to the Knicks, to be honest. Especially if we're off the board. I don't mind. It just depends on this is just assuming that they're not able to keep Hartenstein. And then Baylor Shearman. If you're gonna take a draft combine legend, take Nikola Jurisic. I don't mind him, but if you're gonna take a draft combine legend, take the one who's 3 years younger. Probably the oldest, could be easily the oldest player in the draft. I don't like that. Jalen Tyson in the first round. Okay. Not the biggest fan of that. If Isaiah Collier somehow falls to 26, that would be nuts. That would be absolutely nuts. See, there's no way he's falling there. Cam Christie at 26? I mean, fair enough, but like there are better players still there on the board. Taking Juan Nunes in the first round? Okay, I don't hate him. I don't think he's terrible, but don't take him in the first round. That's not a first round point guard. Dimensions closer to an NBA wing than a point guard, but he's one of the best passers in the draft. I'm telling you, Timberwolves feel like again with a 37 pick. Exactly. You can get him 10 picks later. This is way too high for him. If Kolek's on the board and you want someone to play right now, take him over Juan Nunes. Juan Nunes is fine. Taking Tyson at 28. Shearman at 28. Fair enough. Then Clintman, 29. Fair. Like Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith going 29 could be a really good pick. So could Clintman. Cam Christie. Daddy A at 20. At 30. Okay. Now he's a really interesting player. He's genuinely a really interesting player. I could see him going anywhere from 15 to like 35. And that is the first round. So, you've got no Jurisic in there, who I think is better than some of these players. You've got, like, there are some players where I'm like, I just really like, specifically to the Knicks. I don't think he's a first round pick for any other team. But specifically to the Knicks, I really like Ryan Dunn, just because of the way he plays defense, his athleticism. But in general, this is one of the craziest mock drafts. I need to read the start of this. So, philosophical drafting for need. So, it basically just says here, they explored two different perspectives. Best player available versus drafting for need. And I think in a lot of situations, the need and best player available, I'm not sure either of them are the right pick. Obviously, high as it go, when it goes high, fair enough. But, like, there were a couple where it's like, okay, it does not look great, does it, as a pick?